can a distress deal, a property that you've bought to quickly flip it, make some money, go wrong? In some cases, yes. I'm going to give you a live case study on an actual friend of mine who's actually bought this property. And perhaps there's some learnings for us. Look, my name is Fahd Dawood. I talk about real estate, your life, my life, and our path to financial bliss, or allowing financial abundance coming to us. I've been doing this for 14 plus years, started in Toronto, Canada, and since 2007 in Dubai. I am also the author of the Intelligent Real Estate Investor. You can buy it off Amazon or you can purchase the ebook. If you want to get in touch with me to work with me, there is a contact form below. If you do, my team's always giving out free gifts. There'll be a surprise gift for you, something that will help you along your real estate journey, okay? Check this out. So can a distress deal, let's use a red marker, unfortunately. Can a distress deal sometimes go wrong? Yes, okay? Here's the thing. A distress deal that's bought particularly to flip is something that, in my personal opinion, is between 30 to 40% below actual market price. Now, Dubai is a maturing market, it's an emerging market. So you're going to find agents or sometimes investors, I'm not going to say they don't know what they're talking about, but they're going to term a transaction or a deal as a distressed deal where, you know, maybe it's like at market price minus 10%. This is not distressed. You're not going to be able to flip this, because if you buy it at market price minus 10%, your transaction costs are approximately 7%. That leaves you only a 3% margin to flip. And if market's moving against you, that's not really that good. But if you've bought it at, let's say, 30% below market price, and 7% is the margin of transaction costs closing the deal, you still have about 23% that you can play with. So you can book a profit of about 10% on 1 million dirhams. That's going to equal 100K, right? Which is pretty good, pretty decent for a quick day's work, because ideally speaking, so ignore this part, but distressed deals aren't, if you're buying them just to flip them, they're not meant to be held very long, okay? Now I'm going to share a real story of a good friend of mine who actually bought a property, and I would say he knows a lot about what he's doing. He's involved in the real estate market, the real estate game. But once in a while, stuff happens, right? You pick up a wrong one or a bad apple and it kind of gets stuck. So anyways, he had a 2-bedroom apartment in downtown. Now, the day he was telling me about this transaction, that he's picking this up, I had this gut feeling inside, but you don't want to sometimes say to a friend, like, you've got a friend who's going to pick up an apartment that he feels is going to make 100,000 dirhams, which is $40,000, not bad. And you don't want to negate it. You don't want to say anything to him, because you almost feel as if you said something to him, he might think that you do not want him to have this deal. So, sometimes you just, as I learned as I've grown older, I've just kind of like held back sometimes, right? So I stayed quiet. I didn't tell him, like, I think it's a little bit, the price isn't really where it should be, because I knew this tower. It's a 2-bedroom in downtown area or the business bay area, but I knew this tower. And the one thing I knew about this tower is that service charges are very, very high, right? Service charges are 30 dirhams plus, okay? Now, this is kind of justified in the kind of tower this is, because it's a hotel / residential tower. But what it does is it affects people who are going to be acquiring the property as an investment, because 30 dirhams per square foot on an apartment of, let's say, 1,000 square feet, it's going to translate to roughly about 30,000 dirhams in service charges, plus 5% VAT, which is going to roughly equate to about 31,500 dirhams, right? If your rent is at 70 or 80, you got to minus that from, you got to minus the service charge. So anyways, to cut a long story short, this gentleman's been holding on to this apartment now for almost 1 year, right? Because Service charges are very high. Everybody who comes to look at it runs away because of service charges, because even though the price is very low, decently low compared to the rest of the area, people don't want to buy it because the service charges are high. And what perhaps he didn't recognize in the initial outlay or when he was getting into the transaction was the reason it's priced so low is because people don't want to buy it, right? Okay. Now, here's the kicker. And I met him last night and I said to him, have you tried offering a 2% incentive to your agents? Because this friend of mine has access to, I think, about 50 agents who literally, he could snap a finger and they'll probably work for him. I'm not going to tell you, I'm not going to disclose more because then you'll know who it is, but he's got access. And I said to him, like, as a seller, have you sweetened the transaction? Have you incentivized it? Okay. And he said, do you have a buyer? Does the agent have a buyer? That's not how it works. The agent's job is to go and find you a buyer, and the likelihood for the agent to be doing that is going to be higher if the agent feels that he's got a 2% bounty, so to speak, from the seller, right? That's why he does all the legwork. That's why he'll push your property and sell your property. So anyways, end of the day, my friend's stuck with this property for almost a year. I hope and wish him well. He will be able to sell it. But here's the thing. If you're buying, so what do we take away from this as a lesson, right? First of all, if you're buying something that feels like a distress, you better do your homework completely to really know that the price is a distressed deal, right? Because you got to compare apples to apples, oranges to oranges. You can't take a tower in the middle in Dubai, Manhattan, anywhere, and then say, look, a 2-bedroom in this tower is going to cost me $1 million, whereas every other tower is 1.2 million dirhams. Why is that? Maybe that tower is priced low because of this, right? Number one. So you do your research probably. Number two, you flip it fast, right? It's kind of like that hot coal that you're holding. Or have you ever played passing the parcel, where you're in a group and the music's playing and you just pass the cushion or whatever it is on to the next person? You're supposed to be doing that, ideally speaking, so that you don't get caught stuck with the property. Okay, so you squeeze your margin and sell it on fast. You don't keep holding it. Last but not the least, incentivize the agent. Now it could be a 2%, it could be a 3%, it could be a 5%, whatever the case might be. You incentivize the agent to sell for you super hard. That's how you get it sold. So listen, if you get stuck, there's always a solution. Sometimes you might have to drop price back down to market or 10%. Look to get rid of it. Don't keep holding on to it, because a liability, the longer you hold, the more serious it gets, right? Hope that makes sense. My name is Fahd Dawood. Hit the subscribe button if this has helped you. Press the like button as well. Press the bell icon so that you can know whenever I'm releasing new videos. If you want to work with me, there is a contact form below. Actually, when you get in touch with me via the contact form, I reply to you directly myself. So you'll have access to me, number one. Number two, you might get a surprise gift that's going to help you on your real estate journey. Okay, come on. Hit the subscribe button, press the bell icon. Ciao for now. Bye.